If you haven't been living under a rock, you've probably seen the trailer for the upcoming Assassin's Creed Valhalla. Nowadays, it seems that the Vikings are everywhere, but it wasn't always like that. Not so long ago, before Thor and Ragnar came into our lives, most of us didn't know or care about the Norse mythology. The Greek mythology dominated the media and the gaming industries.
We all know your legend. You're the son of Zeus.
Personally, I grew up on Disney's Hercules, the God of War series, Jason and the Heroes of Mount Olympus, and read some of the Percy Jackson book series, which later got a movie adaptation. I had no idea how interesting and big the Norse mythology was until I watched Marvel's Thor when it first came out in 2008. But Thor and Loki were about the extent of my knowledge when it comes to the Norse mythology, and I wasn't alone. So how come, when Assassin's Creed Valhalla got announced, everyone knew what to expect and about the meaning of Valhalla without looking it up? Well, there's a few reasons for that. The first reason is the Vikings. From the 8th century until the 11th century, the Norse people, the Vikings, were the aura of the Northern Europe. They originated mainly from Scandinavia, which is known today as Denmark, Norway, and Sweden. They traveled by sea, using flexible boats, and raided and traded with wide areas of Europe. Everywhere the Viking arrived, they left a lasting impact on the local language and culture, with trade routes, settlements, and new towns and cities, like Dublin in 1841, or the first settlement in Iceland. The Viking women enjoyed unusual rights for this part in history. They had a say in the marriage arrangements. They could own property and even request a divorce. According to researchers, some of them even participated in combat and were given the name Shield Maidens.
They're as brave as the men.
The Vikings did not fear death. They believed that the brave warriors can get a glorious afterlife in Valhalla. Before they converted to Christianity during the Middle Ages, they believed in the Nordic gods like Odin, Freya, Thor, and Loki. Even though it's been a very long time since the Vikings, people today continue to be inspired by Norse myths and the gods who inhabit them. It took the Vikings almost 100 years to get to the popularity they have today. The first Viking movie, The Viking, was released in 1928. 10 years later, the producer Herbert T. Kalmus admitted that the audience wasn't ready to a Viking hero. Actually, excluded 1958 movie, The Viking, with Kirk Douglas and Tony Curtis, no Viking movie has been really successful, until 2008. The releases of recent video games caused an increase in popularity. One of the best examples is the fourth God of War. Not only you can learn the stories of the Norse mythology from characters around you, but you have a chance to take part in it, meet the Nordic gods, and even fighting some of them.
There are consequences to killing a god!
Why? How do you know? How do you know?
The fact that this game was so successful and loved opened doors for other games in the industry to explore the genre. Norse mythology has become a selling point in the gaming industry, and as a result, we got a Viking assassin. There were even comparisons between God of War and the new Assassin's Creed in terms of similar potential. Check out what the director of God of War, Cory Barlog, had to say about that. Barlog shared an article from GameSpot, in which the Valhalla developers say they're not worried about any such thing. Barlog commented, "No one should be worried. The myths have been around a long time and will preserve through the ages, providing countless creatives a deep well to pull from, provided they are willing to sacrifice an eye for the knowledge." The Viking became so loved and popular that according to a comprehensive survey from 2017, 56% of people in the world would be very happy to discover they have Viking ancestors. If you are certain that you have Viking blood in your veins, you'll be happy to know that according to a 2014 research, almost 1 million British people are Viking descendants. The numbers are probably bigger if we'll add the surname with Vikings origin. Check the link in the description below if you wanna try it out yourself. So, with the upcoming new Assassin's Creed and Disney's new Loki series, it seems that the Vikings are here to stay. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell, because, much like the Vikings, we are also here to stay.